Hello and welcome to a very special Durafly announcement daily. It's a very poignant day that we are announcing this particular model on. We'll come to what the model is in just a second. But this is an announcement daily for the next Durafly Warbird, following on from the P40 just about a month ago. Now this particular model represents a very poignant period of history in England, and that history of course is the Battle of Britain, and today is significant because today is officially Battle of Britain Day, the 15th of September. That is recognised as Battle of Britain Day. Not only is this an announcement daily, but you will also get a chance to bid on this the first of this warbird in an auction, and all of the funds will go to the Battle of Britain Memorial Trust. Now of course, as I'm talking about the Battle of Britain, the model that I'm talking about is of course the new Durafly Mk1a Spitfire. Now before we talk about this gorgeous model in front of me, let's talk a little bit about the Battle of Britain and how that relates to the aircraft in front of me. The Battle of Britain raged between July 1940 and the end of October 1940, and it was the Luftwaffe's attempt to gain dominance over the RAF, and then that would allow the Wehrmacht to invade Britain. That of course didn't happen. We won that battle, and that was actually one of the first of the many defeats for the Germans during that period, and many people believe it was one of the decisive victories that led to victory in Europe. Now this aircraft itself, it's based on the aircraft flown by Wing Commander Bob Doe. Bob Doe was one of the highest scoring RAF pilots during the Battle of Britain. He actually scored all of his kills during the Battle of Britain, 14.5 kills in totals, which was an extraordinarily high score considering the short amount of time that this campaign ran for. It's very authentically done in his markings, and more importantly, we are bringing this to you today on, as I've said, Battle of Britain Day. The 15th of September is officially recognised as Battle of Britain Day, so what better way to commemorate the few and the many other men and women of the RAF and the forces that took part during the Battle of Britain than with the announcement of the new Durafly Mk1a Spitfire. Now we'll talk about an auction in just a few minutes, but before that let's talk about the model itself. Of course it's Durafly, it's 1100mm wingspan. Durafly has really brought that size to the market and has owned it. It's a great size, it's good for park fly, still very park fly legal, and even at this smaller 1100mm size compared to the Avios say 1200mm, it has a lot of presence in the air. What it also has is a lot of charm and a lot of detail. If you remember the P40 that we released not so long ago, that became infamous for its beautiful smooth finish. You know, you looked at it and you didn't think that it was foam. Same applies to the Spitfire. This is EPO construction, it is plug and fly, but when you look at it, you will be just as amazed as the finish with the finish as you were with the P40. Now this is the Mk1a Spitfire. It is the Spitfire of the Battle of Britain. It's very authentically finished in very well matched, if I hold it up, Battle of Britain colour scheme, as you can see underneath and on the top. It has LEDs that you can see. They're already powered, they look very nice finishing touches. And also of course it has retracts and it has flaps. Let me just show you the retracts very quickly. There we go. Looking exactly as they should, they're authentic. Also the flaps, now you'll notice, I want to bring your attention to the flaps. On a previous version of the Spitfire, we didn't go with the full scale flaps. We've done it on this version because we wanted to really push the boat out, and as you can see, if I operate that flap there, you get that nice full flap effect. Very nice detail on this one, again like you see with all new Durafly Spitfires. Now all new Durafly models. Now the setup on this, again like the P40, is 3 or 4S 2200 3 cell like a 65C, or a 2200 4 cell, anything between 25 and 35C. They're about the equivalent weight, and they work very well because of it. Now this actual sample that you see in front of me, this is one of the final pre-production samples, so even this doesn't have all the details that you guys will get when you purchase this model. Now we often get asked about release dates and delays in releasing and everything else. This particular one is going into production, or is actually in production right now. Now with the release, it's going to be a slightly staggered approach to this release, and I'll explain why. First of all, we have an auction. Now the auction is for the first model off the production line, and all the funds raised from that auction will go to the Battle of Britain Memorial Trust. They're a very good cause out in the UK, and they're responsible for keeping the spirit alive of the Battle of Britain. Very worthy cause. Details for that organisation underneath this video on the link. Now all funds raised from that first model auction will go directly to them, so it's a very worthwhile cause. That you can silent bid for. You will need to email Durafly@hobbyking.com. You see the email address here, and you can place a silent bid. And then in a week's time, we will announce the winning bid. You will get the first model off the production line, and then the trust will get all the funds raised. Very worthy cause. So that's the auction. That's the first one that you will get. Then we have a limited release of the Spitfire, both in the international and hopefully the UK warehouse. Very, very limited numbers on this. Again, to commemorate the Battle of Britain season, we hope to be able to do the limited release by the end of September or early October, and then we should be able to do a full release come late October, early November. And by full release, what I mean by Durafly standards is that of course that's a global release. So every single warehouse will have the Spitfire on general release come the end of October or beginning of November, certainly in time to fill your stockings for Christmas. So just to reiterate, if you want to win the first model off the production line and you want to donate to the very good cause, which is the Battle of Britain Memorial Trust, please do email us at Durafly@hobbyking.com with your bid and your details. And if you are the highest bid, this time next week we will announce the winner, and you will get the model and the trust will get the funds raised. All very good cause. So that's essentially it for the Durafly Mk1a Spitfire. It is coming very, very soon. No massive waits for this one, I can guarantee you. It's a beautiful model. Of course, it flies exceptionally well on either 3 or 4S, and I really can't wait to bring this to you guys. You're going to love it. If you love Spitfires, it's pretty much the best Spitfire on the market. I will say many people do Spitfires, but they do the Mark 9 because it's the easier one to model. We haven't. We've gone with the Mk1a because it's very poignant with the Battle of Britain 75th anniversary that we're experiencing right now, especially today, but also because it's actually a very beautiful looking version of the Spitfire. I will just say one last final thing. This Spitfire, this model, this Durafly model, was designed in cooperation with our good friend Tom Hunt. He's built many Spitfires and we worked very closely with him, and we based this model on some of his 3D drawings. So you know, if you know Tom Hunt, you will know the scale details there, but also you'll know that it flies very, very well. More details coming soon when I can give you, first of all, the winner of the auction. That will be in a week, and then we will give you the release daily, probably 2 release dailies, a release daily for the limited release come end of September, and then for the general release come the end of October, beginning of November. A lot to look forward to. I told you we would bring you a warbird before the end of the year, and we have. I hope it's a pleasant surprise for all of you. You are really going to love this model, and I'll leave you with a few pictures of the model flying.